I would say just trusting my guys to be in their spots, not trying to do too much, get the ball out of my hands. There was one early out route that could have let the ball go to Odell, put it on the sideline for him to catch, and just moved on. But things like that.
Tom Withers, will go to you.
Hey, thanks, Rob. Hey, thanks, Bake. Hey, Bake, I don't want to pound this Odell thing into the ground, but I'm just curious. Obviously, he's an incredible luxury to have as an offense and as a quarterback. But can there be a tricky balance between wanting to get him the ball and needing to get him the ball?
I think it has to come naturally. Obviously, you game plan and you scheme up things to get the balls in your playmakers' hands. But then when it comes to game time, they're going to give us certain looks that might take that away. We had a couple plays for him early on, and the Ravens did a good job of taking that away. So we had to go through the reads and get the ball in other guys' hands. So it's just when it comes to game time, yeah, you can practice, and you might have a certain look all week in practice, but then come game time, they might show you a different thing, and you got to react and play and just move on. It's got to come naturally.
Is that more difficult than it sounds, though, Bake? Because you look over and he's one-on-one, and you're like, man, I got Odell one-on-one. Time to go to him.
Yeah, I mean that's when the alert goes off in your head. We got one-on-one with him. You want to get him the ball, but it's got to be the right scenario and the right situation for us to do that.
Didi Kinkabwala, you have our next question.
Baker, when you came out, when you were drafted, all anybody ever talked about was your poise in the pocket. If you were to very fairly assess your poise in the pocket right now, is it where it was 3 years ago? Has it been affected? What do you think?
I'd say last year definitely declined, just based on protection and where my head was at. I'd say after looking at the film, pretty similar, and then just going through my reads, a little bit of improvement. I don't know.
When you say pretty similar, when you say pretty similar, you mean to how you were in college, or pretty similar to a year ago?
Oh, college, or the first year, not last year.
Okay, so you feel fully comfortable. You feel more comfortable with your protection this year than you did a year ago?
Absolutely.
Okay, thank you.
Marla Ridnour will have our next question.
Yeah, Baker, you said the other day that, that you hope this was a wake-up call. Can you tell any difference, resolve among the team, or maybe people are talking about working later tonight, or, you know what I mean? Like just any better commitment from the guys?
I just think there's a sense of urgency, shorter week, obviously there always will be, but just about the little corrections and things that we can do better to improve. Like I said, I think we hurt ourselves very early on in that game. And so I think the focus is on eliminating those mistakes and playing our game, especially on a short week. Just do your job, go out there and execute, and don't have those missed assignments and mental errors.
Will you work, though, with Odell at all? I mean, maybe catching a few extra balls or anything?
The short week's not you can't nearly get the physical work as the standard weeks. So it's more of a mental thing. Hey, here in this look, I'm expecting you to be here. And just we got to trust those things and go out there and be on the same page.
Thanks.
Thank you, Marla. Jake Trotter.
Yeah, Baker, how much potential remains there with this offense comparing, what you guys still think you can be versus, what we all saw in the opener?
I think obviously there's a ton of room for improvement, but it's not just false hopes. It's there. I thought we ran the ball well early on. Well, we got away from it because the score was a little bit different. Obviously the ebbs and flows of a game force you to do that. But, I thought we ran the ball well early and just finding more completions early on for me. I'm going to be focused on that to where just, we're smooth and just going up and down the field, keeping the chains moving.
We'll go to Scott Petrick, and this will be our last question for Baker.
Hey, Baker, what do you think it's going to feel like in the stadium on Sunday, Thursday night? You get 6,000 fans. It's different than no fans in Baltimore, and it's a home game. What do you expect atmosphere-wise?
Better be a rowdy 6,000 in those stands.
Do you think that many people can bring some level of energy and normalcy?
Yeah, I mean, it'll feel a little bit different. I think the biggest difference from being out there on the field after talking to everybody, during the TV timeouts, it's just dead quiet in the stadium. So I think just having some fans in there will make a pretty big difference. But then again, it doesn't matter where we're playing, who we're in front of. You have to go out there and do your job each play and focus on that.